welcome back after 2 weeks. Oh my God, how has the time flown? So, today's topic, we're talking about mental health and healthy eating. And once again, thanks, Icon Media, for this opportunity. It's definitely been a very worthwhile course. And we have a very, very, very special guest today. Before I introduce the guest, I would like to talk about the fact that we're talking about mental health and healthy eating. And as I mentioned in my previous post on the 25th, that I have mental health issues as well. But I found that all these mental health problems does affect your eating habits and the food choices you make. So I remember a particular time while I was in hospital with my youngest son for about 2 years straight. I was living on coffee, just coffee, 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 coffee. And I lost a lot of weight. But then as soon as we just came home and I was back to eating, my body just started reabsorbing everything back into it. And I put on more than I had actually. So this is one thing that I found was very commonly affecting us in the community. So I think we need to make the awareness of, the choices we make and the support we have in terms of the choices we make and being united. Again, Community Matters is all there for the fact that we want to create a united front, a united society, and we are definitely stronger when we are united. So I got my help through fitness and eating habits lifestyle. So it is all that change of lifestyle, becoming something more than what you are, and then it becomes a way of life for us, and it's easier to maintain that healthy ways, healthy eating habits, healthy mental abilities, and just function to your best self along the way. So today I have Miss Neelanjana from Neil's Fitness. She is a personal trainer as well as a nutritionist, and she has had a massive transformation. So I will let her tell you her story, but before that, I'm going to actually show you her transformation, quick video, and then from that, we will have Miss Neil on live. All right, let's go. Hi, Neil. How are you? Welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you? I'm good.
I'm good, thank you. I am just astounded by the transformation you've had. That video is just amazing. So tell me a bit about you. Tell me, introduce yourself to us, the whole community.
Hi everyone. I'm Neelanjana. I run my business called Neil's Fitness. I'm a mother of a 11-year-old, and I started my whole journey after I got diagnosed with depression and anxiety. And it helped both exercise and my eating habit, helped my mental health immensely. And then obviously the physical health was a bonus
So,
on
Neil,
top of it.
yeah, so you said that you have been affected by mental health yourself. Give us a bit of an idea of, where it started, because, I mean, we don't understand where really, mental health issues arise for us. It takes different issues within our lifestyle that causes all these problems. So give us an idea of where your mental health issues started coming from.
About 11 years back, and we moved to Melbourne from India, and I moved here with my husband and a 2-year-old son, with no family support here, as like apart from my husband who was working and studying at the same time. The whole culture and everything was very new for me, and I hardly had any friends, to be honest. And I think, like, due to more of isolation, And then obviously with 2 year old with his, and a first time mom. So I was kind of learning everything, and I think because of that I got into depression and anxiety. I would more say like because social isolation, because I really didn't have much friends to talk to.
Yeah, it's a
um,
very it's a very common thing that all of us go through. I mean, postnatal depression is very common. And then when you add the fact that the community differences, the when especially when you I'm assuming that you actually were working in India, so probably that you've having that kind of background, and then all of a sudden coming here and then having to adjust to everything new and
yeah,
new way of life. Really, I mean, it's a completely different way of life that we go through here. So
yeah.
that could have affected. And I think a lot of my friends and community members that I'm associated with do go through this at some stage in their life. So tell me a bit about how Neil's fitness came to be. So the journey.
Oh, well, so when I joined the gym and I kind of, saw the difference in my own health, be it mental or physical, I wanted to then, take it forward to, help others, whether it be my community or moms in general. So I kind of did my certification here and started working with Good Life Gym, and I was with them for about 5.5 years. And then I moved out, and then I have my own PT studio now, which is part of my house, and I've been running it. So yeah, into business for about 8 years. But especially in my community, where they still are quite shy about the mental disorder, I just wanted to, come ahead and promote more that, rather than shying away from it, accept it, and there are really a lot of
Awareness is
ways to
key. I
manage it.
think, I think Community Matters is all about that. Is that there's no point sweeping it under the carpet. There's no point hiding. It's more of a point of accepting what we're going through, and then just exploring how we can actually help each other or help the community as one. So with your clients on a day-to-day basis, what do you find that do you think that they might have mental health issues? Do you think that they might be actually making the wrong choices in nutrition, food choices that affect them? And does it have like a secondary sort of effect on their mental health again?
Not like, primary. It does not come to me straight away that they are suffering from some mental illness or whatsoever.
Oh,
Primary is
definitely not.
always, like they have gained weight and they want to achieve, like, I mean, better health, or they want to look better, or eat better and be more fit. So that
Yeah.
comes to me as a primary. But more and more when I get into, interacting with them more and more and more, and that's when it comes to me like, oh, it's probably a lot more than, just like probably their physical health or some chronic disease, because it's probably coming from a very secondary. They might have been into stress for a very long time, or they are not sleeping well, or emotionally they are kind of struggling somewhere, and that's where it's coming out in a way that they have been diagnosed with some hypertension or maybe diabetes, or something else, like obesity for that matter. So not always it comes to me as a primary,
Oh,
but
definitely going to jump out at you. And for these parents, I mean, these ladies that might be experiencing that, I think it's a long process. I mean, I found when I was going through depression that it took me a long time to come to terms with what I'm doing,
yeah,
how my lifestyle is, how it's affecting, like the actual connection between the mental health aspect and the way I look and feel. It's kind of like two different bodies in the same body. So it's like it's making those dots connect and then realizing that it's not just this, it's actually that as well. So we need to find a solution for that before we can deal with this. So, and tell tell me about how you actually was able to, like, was it just fitness for you? Do you think it was the fitness that helped you, or was there more in?
See, whenever we look into fitness or a lifestyle change for that matter, I think most of us we know about it. We always talk. We always say it's 80% nutrition and then 20% exercise. So it is a combination of both. It cannot be just doing exercise and I keep eating what say a high sugar or a high fat diet and then expect the change. Yes, I will probably become fit, but then like change in my emotions or change in my physical health might not be a
Yeah,
lot.
but then I think in terms of that, I mean, you can be extremely active and then do a lot of exercise and then actually go on to eating healthy, non-healthy, like just maintaining your same sort of diet. And I think what will happen is that as soon as you stop exercising, you're going to just go
Go
back to
up.
unfit again. Yeah. So, and
Yeah.
then many more other conditions may arise from that as well. Um, so as we said, so maintaining that lifestyle of 80% nutrition opposed to 20% fitness is very important. And that's what I've been advised as well when I was going through my journey. So take us through that. So when mental health is affected, what do you think we like? What things do we do that are not really healthy food choices? Like, take us
Okay,
through
so
what you do.
so I would just take my example for that matter. So when I was suffering from depression and anxiety, the things which were affecting me was my sleep, was my energy, my positivity, my decision making capacity. I was always feeling like there is a blockage in my thinking somewhere, and controlling anger, always feeling agitated and anxious all the time for no reason. So all these things kind of was affecting me when I was going through it. But then when I changed my, yes, like medication was part of it, so I had to take the medicine. But then on top of it, to manage my whole condition, I had to change my lifestyle where I had to start eating more wholesome food and at the same time giving time to fitness. So I was kind of doing both the things together.
Yeah. So in our planning stages, when we were talking about this, you mentioned to me that you would like wake up at 2 or 3 in the morning and have a packet of noodles. Where does
Yeah.
that come
So,
about?
okay. So when you are having those emotional high and lows, there are hormones in our system which kind of there is one major hormone which is cortisol, which controls our sleep, our hunger, and everything else. So when that is not working properly, you're emotionally not that healthy. That is one of the major hormones that gets affected. So if a person is experiencing lack of sleep or very low in energy, so it's because of the imbalance in your cortisol. And then there is another hormone which is called serotonin, which kind of controls your hunger. So again, like when you are having those emotional imbalances, that's when it gets disrupted. So it can go either way. A person can never feel satisfied with the food, or a person may not eat food at all. So it might take you towards obesity or weight gain or a drastic weight loss.
I think that's what I experienced in my journey, is a drastic weight loss every time that I had that kind of issues. Um, so in terms of like food intake, so take us through what we consider to be the bad food choices, the fats, the sugars, like how does that affect our body, and as a result, secondarily affect our mental health?
So I have to probably tell you about how the lifestyle people have nowadays, because with the work pressure, with the family pressure, with a, like, I mean, pandemic, in a way it came in a good way, because we did get a lot of time to spend with the family now. Before, it was like always running, mainly for the moms, because you have to take care of the house, the kids, and if you're working full time, it's like you must be, you know it pretty well. Like, I mean, and then we come at the very end. So what happens is, like, we miss out on the breakfast. Sometimes you miss out on the lunch. And then by the time, evening, say 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock comes, you are like, I mean, just give me whatever I will eat. And you crave a lot for sugar and a lot for maybe a very salty kind of food. And that's when you make the choices, like, say you are going in for, say, chips, or muffins, or very very
Yeah,
very very high sugar
that
kind of food.
cheeky bar of chocolate that's sitting in your cupboard, you know.
Yeah, because you just want that energy, because you are absolutely depleted now, and then you're feeling like, you are going to
Yeah,
break the
even
house. That kind
the
of feeling.
sugar-loaded coffee or the sugar-loaded fruit juice and soft drinks that we tend to go, it's more like, give me something, give me
And they are all free calories. They don't have really much nutrition in them, unless, like, you are going for a dark chocolate during, maybe like, probably a small bite of it, not like the whole block. But dark chocolate you can still have, because it has got the magnesium and some minerals in it, which will give you a better sleep. But yeah, like, not like, very high sugary food, or very high fatty food.
yeah.
So rather doing that, if like, I would always tell my clients, and I practice that myself as well, is
Yeah.
to have a better planned day. So I would rather plan my week ahead. So Friday night, me and my husband and my son, we kind of sit down, we write down what we are going to buy the next day, as like what meals we are going to cook the next day, and then we go to the grocery, and then we buy accordingly. The number one, like, I mean, I don't have to always think about what I have to cook. Number two, there's no wastage of food, you
Yeah.
know and
You go on.
yeah. And so, like, I mean, we talk about, like, okay, fine, what we can cook for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So, and if I know ahead that what I'm going to cook, number one, like, if my days are quite busy, which I already know, then I can go for, like, a very quick kind of a breakfast, which will only take 5 minutes, like a smoothie, which is good for, like, not only me and my partner, but at the same time I can give the same thing to my son.
Yeah,
you
that's
know
what I noticed as well. Because I mean, lifestyle change isn't just for yourself. Lifestyle change is actually family, because you
it
can't
is.
just do things for yourself, because that's actually accumulating more work, because you're preparing something for your kids and partner, and then you're preparing something for yourself, which is actually double the work and seems fruitless. So as a mom myself, and I got with fast growing boys, 13 and 11 years old at the moment, I found that whatever I chose to do for myself is kind of like residue effect on them as well. So lifestyle change for me, healthy eating wise, I'm teaching them as well what it is. So they're getting the education that we were only able to get after mental health, after going through a period of dark times, that we are actually giving those lessons and experiences to them even before they could face those. So they're pretty well equipped, I think, in terms of that.
Yeah, and also, like, I would like to mention, like, I mean, these high sugar or the high fat diet or the fried food diet, it affects not only the adults, it affects the kids as much. So if you see them, like, not sleeping, or, like, I mean, they will have, like,
I
exactly
think
same
I
effect
think
as
actually it's
us.
not more. I think it does, that diet, that typical diet affects the children more, and we see more and more children affected. Um, and in a way, though, I think it has a kind of like a reverse sort of psychology for them, where we have mental health and we are making the bad choices for food, but then they're actually are kind of pushed into this environment where they're making the bad choices, but then they are very unhappy with their bodies, and it becomes a mental health issue for
And
them.
then it kind of adds up from there, because it's like
Yeah.
body shaming, and then like, and then it builds up and up and up and up in their future.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, I mean, it's as much unhealthy for them as much for
Yeah.
us.
I
So
think
as
the
a
best
family.
we can give as parents to our children is that education of, a healthy lifestyle, a balanced lifestyle, an
Yeah,
active lifestyle, and
pretty
a
much,
good
yeah.
a good foundation of the choices they have at their disposal, and
Pretty much,
making
yeah.
those choices count for them so that when they become adults, that they are better equipped, and then they can go on to the next generation with those knowledge. So
Yeah.
give me a bit about, I know that sometimes healthy eating and healthy prep and all that stuff can be daunting. um Run me through a bit of like, quick and easy options of what nutrition is and what we can incorporate into our daily life that doesn't have to cost an arm and a leg to incorporate, but at the same time is pretty sustainable.
So, like, I mean, healthy eating does not mean like, boring salads every day. No. You can be quite, stay in your own kind of food and
Yeah.
still be healthy at the same time. Before I can start giving you the example, I'll just explain you in basic nutshell that what nutrition is all about, or what it comprises, and what when we are talking about balanced food, what does it comprise of? So nutrition includes carbohydrates, fats, proteins, fiber, and minerals. All right. So, a balanced nutrition, when we talk about, needs to have all these things in each and every meal. Now, how can we get all of that in each and every meal? So, and why do we need that? Is because, like, each food family has its own role in our body.
Yeah.
All right. So we start with probably the carbohydrates. So carbohydrates are the source of energy. All right, and it satisfies us, like there is like a very sweet spot in our brain, which gets satisfied when you have carbohydrates. Okay. So if you are choosing, for carbohydrates, go for more of the complex carbohydrates, just because they are going to sit in your body, or will make you satisfied for a longer period of time. Okay, because they are a mixture of fiber and carbohydrate at the same time. It's not just simple. They are
And
they are
then
more complex.
also, I understand there's the processed fats, and then there's the non-saturated fats. So
Yes.
I'm still
So I'm
learning.
coming to that. Yeah. So carbohydrates, if we are going for the complex one, so go with things like brown rice, oats, quinoa, wheat, barley, sweet potato, lots and lots of and variety of vegetables. So choose all the colors in the vegetables, and fruits at the same time. Okay. So they are naturally loaded with vitamins and minerals. Okay, then we come to fats. Good fats are very, very important for our body, because it controls our hormones. It controls our joint health, so it works better joint for our joint health. And it also is better because the proteins work better if you with fat. So if you need to consume fat for the protein to work better. Does that make sense? So
Yes.
good sources of fats are all sorts of nuts, all most of the oils, but the good oils you can choose from are probably olive oil, groundnut oil, sesame oil, avocado oil. Avocado itself, you can also cook with coconut oil and ghee, and yes, pretty much, and all sorts of seeds as well. So they are
And
all,
I understand that fish is naturally high in fatty acids as
they
well.
have got the omega-3 fatty acid. Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yes, yes.
That's very
Um,
important for our bodies as well, isn't it?
it is. It is very important. Yeah. Then we finally come to the protein. So protein is again very important because they help build and repair our muscles and bones to make the hormones and enzymes. So good sources of proteins are obviously, if you're going non-vegetarian, then we have got the chicken, fish, meat, egg. And if you're going in for the vegetarian sources or the vegan sources, we have got the lentils, tofu, beans, paneer, chickpeas, and all that sort. So they
And
are.
mushroom is high in protein as well. Is that right?
Sorry.
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms, yes, mushrooms are. Peas are. Green peas, they are also good source of
Oh
protein.
God, I eat a lot of mushrooms, so I got my protein covered.
Yes. So there are many food sources which are kind of a combination of the carb, fat, and protein. Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
yes, we don't really have that much time that I can go in details and explain
Oh, definitely.
each
Look,
one.
we
Yeah,
do have your details online, and it is amazing. I think this is a topic that we can talk for hours and hours and
pretty
hours,
much. Yeah,
and pretty much go into the next day and the next day. It's a never-ending topic, and it's a very illuminating topic, because once we start sharing it with the community, once we start kind of spreading awareness, I think it's like a building block. We learn to incorporate that into our own lifestyle, and then it kind of like becomes a role modeling for another, and then another, not just for our children, but like being friends. I mean, if I incorporate a good healthy lifestyle into my life, and then my friends would see the changes, and then they would start getting into it, and then it's definitely a building block for us in the community, which is very important we do, and hence why we're here to share those knowledge. So honestly, thank you for joining us, and you really sent me some beautiful pictures of all your home cooked meals. Every time I look at it,
Before we kind of finish it off, the
yeah,
lastly, I would also like to just add up one more thing is about the fat diets available nowadays in the market. Whosoever is going in for that, whether it be keto or low carb, no carb, no fat, low fat, whatsoever diet you are going in for. Yes, they'll make the changes quite fast. Yeah, but make sure that whenever you are choosing that particular diet, you keep asking yourself that how is your mood, sleep, and how is your energy level. If you think that that is getting affected on your day-to-day life, then make sure, like, probably that's not working for you. And yeah, so go and seek
so
help from the
as the
right person.
yeah, as the age-old saying goes, everything in moderation. Nothing's ever bad for you. Everything in moderation.
Yeah, like, I mean, nowadays, like, I mean, there is so much information available on Google that people just choose anything and everything. And whether, like, I mean, it's very important to do the research properly before you kind of go ahead and choose any form of
Yeah,
diet,
and also
because that
what
can
I
be very extreme and it might not really suit your body type or might not really suit your lifestyle. So it's very important that whenever you are going to start, please seek help from the right person, whether it be a dietitian, nutritionist, or a personal trainer, whosoever is kind of certified to give you that.
able to give you that outlook of what's needed for your body, and
Yeah,
also based on like whatever medical conditions might be underlying there, so it could affect you. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah,
my son has a chronic digestive disorder, so he needs a high carb diet. He cannot function without it. So obviously, he cannot just go into a no carb diet in the future ever.
yeah.
So yeah, these things do affect. So thank you for joining us. I do
Thank you
appreciate your
so much.
insight, and
Yeah,
definitely I will be coming to you because I do need to make some changes to my diet still, as we discussed
most
yesterday.
welcome.
Yeah, my coffee addiction is something I need to actually work on at the moment. But I'm going to play a little video of your cooking demonstration. So we don't have a cooking demonstration as such, but all those pictures of you, your beautiful meals, we have accumulated into a video. So let's see that with your details. And I am looking forward to having you on the show very, very soon.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thanks
you
for
for
having me.
joining us, Neil. So have a good night. Thank you, audience, for joining us. I'm going to play this and then we'll come back, okay? So there you have it, my beautiful viewers. I hope you find some insight into what nutrition is all about. Definitely the show is too short for us to go into at large depth of what nutrition and healthy eating and how it helps our mental health and day-to-day lifestyle. It's just not enough time. So get the help if you're actually affected mental health, if you're affected by the how your lifestyle is, how your eating choices are affected, then get the help. That's what we're here for. So Neil is there. There's so many other professionals out there that will be able to help you out. So that's it for me. That was a very quick show and went really fast. Neelanjana from Neil's Fitness, thank you very much for joining me again. And viewers, thank you for joining me as well. So that's it for today. I'll see you in another couple of weeks on the end. We will be covering the topic mental health and support networks with our own Melbourne psychiatrist. So come and join me then. For now, bye.